Hey, good morning, guys. I just wanted to touch base, give you some information today on net sheets. I've had several people recently that have asked me about net sheets and talked about working with sellers and getting them that information. Of course, you can always get a net sheet from a title company. I've always been of the mindset that there's a lot of things that an agent should be able to do for themselves. And I do believe that financing and working with sellers, that you should be able to do your own net sheet. So what I'm going to do this morning is show you a brief video, brief presentation on doing your own net sheet in Excel. And let me just go over, share a different screen with you here real quick, and we will take a look. You should be looking at now the Excel spreadsheet with the seller's estimated closing cost. This is from Freedom Title in South Lake, Texas. They are my title company of choice here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. And it's a very, very simple Excel spreadsheet. All you've got to know, guys, is basically a couple of things. Number one, what is a projected sales price? So you'll put that in this line right here. In the example that I've got here in the spreadsheet, it's $150,000. The next thing I need to know is the closing month. I'm recording this right now, guys. It is the middle of November. So I went ahead and picked a closing date of February, and the closing date I picked was the 20th of the month. Now, to be honest, I usually like the 15th. So let me just change that to the 15th of the month, okay? Just to show you it is an interactive spreadsheet. The one thing that I did have to do was I had to go in and find the unexempt property taxes. Typically what I will do is I will go into our MLS, I'll go into the Realist program, and I will find the taxes for the current year. So what we're looking at here is the taxes, projected taxes for 2018. So anyway, you typically will have maybe 2017, 2018 previous year taxes. This particular one was $2,554. So I popped that in there. The next question here in the blue, is the seller going to pay for the title policy? Typically that is yes, so I've got that in there. I put in a professional service fee of 6%. And the other thing I did was I typed in the seller name over here under name of seller. So I've got Joe Seller, typed in 123 Anywhere Street, and I also typed in any city, Texas, 79999. So as we scroll down, guys, with these numbers that I filled in up here in the light blue, it fills out the rest of my spreadsheet. First thing we've got is a release of lien. $75 is there. They've got a lien. It'll have to be paid off. This will be filing fee for that release of lien or an attorney to get that put together. Attorney's fees on the lender side, we've got $125. Got a guesstimate of $53 on filing fees and recording fees. The other thing that is awesome about this particular spreadsheet, it automatically calculates the title policy. So on this $150,000 sales price, the title policy will be $1,152. So we've got that covered in there. Next thing we've got an appraisal fee. I'm leaving it on the seller side. It might be on the buyer side. I'm sorry, my bad. That is escrow fee. Typically, that's anywhere from $300 to $500, depending upon your title company. I put in $450. So we've got that covered there. Next thing we've got, guys, tax service fee. Over here, added in $115. That's for FHA or VA. I like to be conservative in my net sheet, so I stack up as many of the costs as I can. If we don't go FHA, then that's a savings or that's a difference to the seller. But you know what? In this price range, we might very well get an FHA offer, so that should probably be in there. Processing fee, add $400 for VA. That may or may not be a fee your seller pays, but you know what? Better to have it in there than not. Let's give them a conservative number. $225 for VA, an underwriting fee. Got that in there as well. Pest inspection. $75. That's not able to be paid for by a veteran or an active duty military member. So let's go ahead and just put that on the seller side. Home warranty, I put in $500 for that. I'm a big fan of home warranties, guys. So you know what? Maybe it's a marketing incentive. Maybe your seller won't have to pay it. But again, I'm trying to be conservative in my numbers. The tax proration was very, very minimal because we had a closing date of February the 15th. So it calculated automatically the tax proration. It's important for us to remember our sellers do get charged this tax proration at the closing table, but they will get back their money that's in their escrow account when they pay off their loan. And typically they will get that within 30 days of their closing date. The other thing we've got going down the line here, guys, $150,000 sales price, professional service fee, commission of $9,000. There's a guarantee fee of $5 here. And in this example, I am just putting in a loan payoff. So I'm putting in $105,000 just as an example for a loan payoff. I didn't put anything in for HOA over here. If you've got those fees, you might want to add those there. But anyway, I've got $105 on a payoff. So in this example, total of closing cost to include the payoff of $105 would be $117,490. Estimated net to the seller, again, we go back up, it was $150,000 sales price minus the $117,490 in closing costs to include a payoff would be $32,510 in the example. Now, let's go up to the $105. Let's get rid of that. Let's pretend that these guys have already paid off their property, so it's free and clear. In this example, you're looking at closing cost of right about $13,000, just under $13,000, and estimated net to the seller of $137,510. Now, down at the bottom, guys, it does tell us, you know what, many costs are negotiable. Fees will vary. We'll need to check with our lender. And it does have a disclaimer for the title company and, of course, for ourselves. This is an estimate only. This is not a guarantee. One thing I would encourage you, make sure you use a conservative sales price as well. That way, you know, don't go for the list price. And there may be some negotiations. They might have to sell it for a little bit less. So make sure you've got that in there. The only other thing that I did not put in here that we might see in some transactions is line 40 right here, buyer closing cost. If there's any contribution, let's say that we've got $1,000, I'll just type it in here, 1,000 for closing, then it'll also put that in here. You can see the net went down a little bit. But review this, take a look at it, guys. I'm going to go ahead and post this video on our Facebook page. It will be on my YouTube page as well. But if you do need a copy of the spreadsheet, feel free to reach out to me. Email me at tonydelgado817@gmail.com. Okay? So again, just email me at any time. TonyDelgado817@gmail.com, and I'll be more than glad to send this to you. So anyway, next time you're doing a net sheet, guys, take a look at this. Very important for us to understand. God bless you. Go get them. Happy selling. And remember, it's not just your real estate transaction, it's your real estate experience. Expect more from your broker. Your client should be expecting more from you. God bless.